All right, you are live. Go ahead and say hello.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a picture of a bird, and I'm just going to alter it. I like the bird one, the bird that's shooting tape out. The owl one with the claws that were beaters, egg beaters, yeah, it wasn't that. I didn't like it too much. But this one I think is funny. So he's going to shoot the tape out of his mouth, and I'm sketching it first in pencil. And I'm going to put, I'm using a model for my tape dispenser. As soon as I find it. See if I do. No, he's over there. And birds have really round eyes, and I tend to want to give them people eyes, so I got to change that. So my bird is here. Look at that. He's that cutie. Okay, and they have a little nostril right here. And since he, this is my tape dispenser. And I am going to go like that for it. And then the tape goes right in. But we can't see it once it gets in the neck. It's just going to be in there. And then we have a wing here. And they have, this is really an elbow on a bird. So I'm going to put his elbow in. And I did like the feet that were suction cups, but I'm going to put them folded up because birds usually fly with their feet up. So he's going to have his 2 suction cups up and like this. And you can have more than one weird thing about your bird. Can't see all that one. So that's his, and he's got his little legs tucked in like that. There, put some feathery pattern there. I did like that building that comes right here, and I'm going to use a ruler. This is one I've had in class. You can tell the minute I spend money on something, somebody breaks it. They always think they're so clever to break stuff. Okay, so here is my, and when we study perspective, which will be probably 3rd or 4th quarter, we'll go into more why the angle changes upward as you go up the building. We're not going to do it right now. Just so it's sort of up the building. And this is my balcony. We'll make this mixed use. It's very popular now, mixed use. So we'll have a window here. I always like, when I want a straight line, I make it line up with the side of the paper, and that usually keeps things pretty straight. So this is the doorway right here, where the people go in. Little push thing there. It'll be glass because it's a store. Mixed use. Like they haven't had that since BC, which means before Christ, and AD does not mean after death. I don't care what that person told you over at Buckeye because they're dead wrong. Maybe they're AD. I don't know. Oops, that angle's not quite right. Okay, so our bird has shot a piece of tape at this person down here, and the edge is rough because it is a piece of tape. And here is our person trapped by the tape. You like it, huh?
Yeah, I love it.
And he's stuck up there on the wall. And then we have this little guy here. He's looking down like, oh, George, what happened to you? Or we could have a piece of tape over him like he got his arms taped down and he can't get up. That's even funnier. Okay, and we're going to use a traditional Roman pattern on our patio because I saw it as we were going down the street the other day. It will make it a little bit different because we got to get this guy stuck in there real well. Okay. So very typical of Roman balconies was this. And how do we know this? Well, not just from the frescoes on the buildings, but when my art survey kids just study Pompeii, they actually, in Herculaneum, found that the wood it got covered with ash, but it was left intact. So they could see exactly what the town looked like, which makes it rather interesting. Perspective-wise, this isn't perfect, but this is kind of what I had in mind. And Tim is going to take a picture of his work and post it so you can see his version of what happens with the stapler giraffe guy. And we'll put a post here. Huh?
That video, I put it on.
Yeah, but you haven't put the one with the background up. And that's the one you want to take a picture of and post. Because it's inspirational for them. I want to be inspirational for you so you can create monsters. Well, what is your goal, Miss Fleming? Oh, I'm trying to create monsters. Wait a minute, Miss Fleming. We're supposed to civilize the kids. I said, no, the kids won't be monsters. They will create monsters. Yada-da-da-da-da. Oh, there's the walkway. And this guy has to have gotten out there some way, so I am going to give him an arched doorway. So there's his doorway that he came out of. I'll make this one arched too. I'll make it more interesting. Now we have some, I got really into arches when I study Rome, so. Okay, so it's on a street corner, so here is our sidewalk. And I'm going to shade this so that we have a sense of a place here. His little shirt's going to be colored in a little bit with my pencil. And we'll put a shelf here inside and we'll shade that. Let's put a big old light fixture right here too. Would aim downwards so we wouldn't see inside it. And I'll make this a CVS. There seems to be one on every corner anyway. You can make yours a McDonald's. Okay, so there's that. And what else would we have? Well, we'd have a place over here. And how about a bicycle with a guy laying in the street that's been taped down? Okay. So he's got his helmet on. And he was riding this with his hands out here on the, except it's all flat now because he got taped down. And you want to rough up the edge of the tape because we're going to give this guy jagged teeth that he rips, that just sort of snaps it. He whips it in around. Now don't ask me how it really happens that way, but this guy's got his seat here. And his wheel is stuck out here. Bicycle are interesting to draw because they're not as you think of them. You think that these spokes here are all lined up, and they're not. They cross over each other. And darkening his tires. Now darkening the tape a little bit. And then the road's really dark. And let's put those little things in the street to tell you which lane is yours. Okay. And they get bigger as they move towards you. And there's a sidewalk here. We want a building there? Maybe. How about like this, and then I take that line out, and this is a building across the street. Not sure what kind of building, but try have fun with this, you know? We can sort of see through the tape because tape is transparent. And the mouth is like here. I want to see the teddy bear, the AK-47, but the Heaven will have to make the bear and the AK-47 the same together somehow. They can't be separate because you can see my tape dispenser is part of the inside of this bird. Here's his other wing. He's flying here. He has to have a tail. That's part of the balance of a bird. So that's the other side of that building. Let's put a fire hydrant here. Could have a fireman down here, but I don't think so. And they weren't ready for a bird that was shooting tape and taping people to the ground. They weren't ready at all.
Take over the world.
Yeah, he's going to take over the world. And he's going to do it with tape. Let me get this straight up here. Okay.
Is it duct tape?
Duct tape? Could be. Or hummingbird tape in this case. I think he's more of a hummingbird. They didn't like what he hummed, so.
Hum tape.
Yeah, it's hum tape. Okay. There's our windows, and this one's a door. I know. I'll make it one of those doors that does this. The kind you push the bar on and it goes around. Sort of silly, but. And that part will be inside, so we won't see that. Okay, and again, our sidewalk will have Should we have a car here? How would a car look from the top? Something like this. I mean, you might have to do some research to see what cars look like from various ways. There's the hood. And the tape had to come up and over. So it's just been shot out of there. And this person's looking...
This is looking great.
I love it.
See, I can do that stuff too.
The new monster on Godzilla, the humming tape bird.
Yeah, the humming tape bird. Okay, so he's there. Let's make this longer so it looks more like he's taped down. Okay. The bird didn't do as good a job. It was on the fly, so to speak. It's really bad, Fleming. Okay, so I'm gonna shade that in. Now, this would be in shadow, and that would make that person stand out more that's been taped on the balcony. I suppose I could get together with your English teacher and we could figure out how you could write a story about this, but I don't think they'd care for that. They're much more serious than this. Okay, so... Yeah, I didn't like that squiggly line. Because he's not causing an earthquake, he's just causing havoc is what he's causing. Now let's put a big old tower building off here in the distance. Looks like a bottle. Okay, well, maybe it's a lighthouse out in the harbor. Could be that. They turned the light on the lighthouse onto the bird. Okay. This person's just sort of hanging out the window looking. Oh no, he says. There's some bird out there taping people down. No one's turned the lights off in this lawn. Turn the lights on in that one. Okay. Let's have a window here. And this one has a little kid in it. And he's grabbing his mummy. She's running over. You do have to have an imagination to do these things. Whether you're drawing monsters or making up stuff. Stone building. You don't have to draw every stone, you just suggest the stones. Various places you suggest stones. If you ever look at SpongeBob or Bugs Bunny or somebody like that, you'll see. Let's give a store name here. So straighten that line out. What are we going to call this? Let's see. I know, I'm going to make it Lottie Murphy's Investments.
Bobby Murphy's Investments.
Nope, Lottie. He's a guy in my one class.
Okay.
I don't think I'm just going to get Lottie Murphy in there. I'll doubt that I'll get investments. Because what you do is you draw a line and then you make sure your letters stay in that line. Murphy, M-U-R-P-H-Y. And we'll make, I'm gonna make this rounded here and call it Heaven Banks Toys. You won't be able to see the H or the, but when you get to the A, you can see it. What you gotta watch out for is she sells bears with AK-47s.
That was wonderful.
Heaven Banks Toys. Put a double door there with a window. There's a little bear in the window. Now she may not go with this in her actual drawing, but I thought I'd put him in here. And he's in the store window. I'll make that go all the way across. Okay, come down. And you want overlapping in your picture so it looks realistic. And put something in the window here and we'll darken it in so the little teddy bear stands out. Oops. Let's do that with the ruler. Looks like I was there. And what's gonna be up there? Just a ledge. How about a ledge? And then some windows. We don't want anybody out there because he'd just get taped out there. Okay, so we've got this will get you into some architectural drawing. I'm gonna shade that in. There's a little person working at a desk. Okay. And I won't get this done all today. That's a good start. Okay, and this is ocean here and a pier and all that stuff. So let's put a sky here and let's put a tree here. When you're drawing trees, just think of the letter Y. So see how these look like Ys? There's a Y, here's a Y, and there's a Y, and little skinny Ys.
Oh, you're gonna have to wrap it up soon. We're at 25 minutes.
Okay, we're wrapping this up for today. Think about where your monster would be, and next time we'll work on more details.